Hey everyone, welcome to another video here on the P1 Docs YouTube channel. I'm back with another LMP2 guide, this time around Mexico, as week 1 of IMSA goes here. And I'm doing the P1 Docs setups on this car. So I've just finished driving here, I've done a 137.261. And yeah, let me just take you through this lap. Let's get into it. So heading down into turn 1 then here, you wanna take a look at this floorboard right here. Right before reaching that, you're gonna smash the brake quite hard. Still a bit of a progressive applying. You can't just stomp it like in a real life car, but you know, progressive applying up to 100 or 95%, I would say. Very linear trail off and carefully turning in the wheel. And then on this curb, you want to get up, just slightly touch that sausage. Don't go fully over it because that will bottom, or the car will bottom out and create a lot of understeer from that. Try to come back as much as you can to the right here. Obviously don't scrub the front tires, but it's very important you come back so you really can get a better exit out of this one. Really smash this corner fully. Now this is a bit of RNG really, this corner. Sometimes you bottom and understeer and sometimes you don't. But the quickest way to take it is to try and place your right tires on this red-white curbing, or right inside of it. I think that's pretty much where the slowdown limit is as well. Just absolutely smash it. Second one you can't smash as much because it gives a lot of understeer and it destroys your exit. So the first one you use to really set that exit up, and then super early on the throttle, don't take all of that curb and come out all the way here on that red and white curbing. That's also where the off-track limit is, so you can't go further than that. Coming into turn 4 then here, you want to look at the 2 board this time. As you can see, the corner twitches a little bit right before braking here. So try and set the corner, like stay in the middle a bit. So when you hit the brakes, you can see I do a little twitch right before braking. So my steering wheel is centered. You can therefore apply the brakes quite hard. Once again, a very linear trail off. This time we peaked around 90%, I think. Yeah, as we're not going as quick. This curb you can take. And here it's very important you come back all the way to the left, especially in the LMP2. In basically every other car you can absolutely smash this curb. Not in the LMP2 though, you just bottom and your exit will be worse. So instead try and prioritize the exit by really going wide on this entry into turn 5 and then smash the throttle. LMP2 doesn't have a lot of power anymore, as you know. And so you can really smash it in those low speed corners, and the TC helps to prevent any sliding as well. Now as you can see, I'm extending this corner all the way. Braking very early for this one. Track temp is quite hot, and those new GP tracks, the Miami and Mexico one, have really bad grip in the surface. So you have to brake way earlier into this corner than you think, even though you're arriving in like 3rd gear, I think. Let's actually have a look at that. I think we are arriving. I think it's 2nd, yeah, it's 2nd. But you have to brake way earlier than you think here. That's the number 1 important thing. And have a very low peak. If you brake too hard here, you are gonna lock your rear tires on the P1 Doc setup, as we have a lot of rotation coming here. And then again, you can see I'm really smashing the throttle, extending that exit completely. This entry is very dangerous. You do not want to place your right wheel on this green curb. You will bottom out like crazy. As you can see, there's not really a lot of references to look at here either. No boards to look for when braking. It's just completely empty. So you have to try and be a bit more progressive maybe on the brake when applying it compared to the other corners, and really aim for the exit. Get up on that curb. More than that doesn't work though, because you're gonna bottom. If those wheels come inside, you know, the LMP2 is just, the plank is just gonna bottom down and you will understeer. But yeah, use as much as you can of that curb early on the throttle. And you know, like I've said many times, in all those high speed corners, you can really get up to that first 60% very quickly in the LMP2. You can really like smash it, which is very different to the GTP, for example, nowadays. As there you really have to apply like 20% and really go progressively up. But here you can really smash, as you don't have a lot of power. Up on this curb completely. This section is a lot about throttle control, but use that curb all the way. If you come with the left tires down in the green here, you will get off track, but IMSA rules are tires on the red-white curbing, so you can use all of it. Now this one is also a tricky one. You can try to use it for a bit of rotation if you just dip the tires down, similar to Le Mans chicanes in Sebring. But if you go slightly over the limit, you will just get an understeer heaven, because once again the car is going to bottom, and you will miss the entry here and get a worse exit. So hand in hand, you will just lose more time. So try to avoid it. I would say use as much as you can, but just don't dip the tires down. Come back to your left. Use a bit of that entry curb, not more though, not over here. We talked about that green part earlier. Once again, same way of approach on this curb. You can't dip the right tires down further because you're gonna get a lot of bottoming and understeer. But obviously try and go as tight as you can to that point. And then here, you can see the car really bottoms out a lot here. But this time it's worth it because you're at the end of the section. You have a long straight after. So if you're able to carry more speed through this corner by getting understeer in this one and cutting in, it's worth it, you know. And you're almost able to go flat from here. Just a small lift. And then out on that, using that exit curb. Now we're coming into the trickiest section of the whole track, I would say. I don't know why, but maybe it's different surface, as you can see here. I am not sure, but there's just no grip at all in this in section. So you want to place the car all the way to the left. Quite aggressive braking. The really important thing here is that you come in pretty tight on this curve. If you turn a tiny bit too late, you're just gonna get washed out up on this curb, which is massive. And yeah, you're gonna understeer a lot. As you can see, it's very big. And the rule of thumb in this entire section is basically just to brake earlier than you think and have a very low peak pressure. I'm peaking at around 50%, but immediately I'm coming off because I really try and slow it down immediately and then really tone it down a bit. Down into first gear. Hitting that curb a little bit. Even though there's not a lot of grip here, like I said, that mostly affects your entry though, because the car twists a lot if you trail brake wrong, if you're not linear in your trail off, or you have a lockup or something. But when you get to the part where you get to applying the throttle, the car doesn't have any power, like I said earlier, so you can just really smash it. Little lift off in this right section here. Do not go all four wheels up on this one. GT Freeze, I think, can do that. But yeah, you know, you've seen F1s in real life bottom out here and go into a wall, and same thing with the LMP2 here. You cannot go with your right tires. You can see how massive that curb is. Pretty tight turning once again. This is another type of those corners where if you turn in a little bit too late, I'm not 100% sure why, but I think it's because there's less rubber here. You just get washed out. And as this turn keeps turning all the way, you're just gonna get washed out all the way and keep losing that time. You wanna try and cut in here, as you can see, every time. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Tried to make it as simple as I could. Here comes a full POV of the lap. We also post all of our laps on the P1 Dogs Hot Laps channel if you wanna check the other cars out. But hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a comment and like. Here comes the onboard lap.